Right, that's the other side screwed in. All the screws are countersunk. Screwed along the front. Screwed it to the metal securing there. Screwed against that. Oh, planking off the cupboard. It's not secured in the corner. Not yet, because I haven't put any blocks in from underneath. I've got to get in from the cupboard and finish that area off. There's various gaps around there that will be filled with foam. I'm going to put some pipe lag in, probably across along the back, so the door shuts up against it, so I don't get a draft up from in the boot. Not that it really matters, because the boot's going to be not heated, but it's going to be warmed. Because when I fit the totally redesigned, changed my mind water heating system, which is going to fit down there under that cupboard, I'm going to fit a bowl system. And the bowl system, instead of having a splitter and having hot air or hot water, when it's hot heating up water, it will blow out into the boat as well, so it will gently heat the boat with whatever heat's left in the airstream from heating the water in the Boble heater systems. If nobody knows Boble, it uses your factory heater system to warm the water. I wasn't going to use it because I didn't like the idea of not having instantaneous water and having to heat up a tank of water, but for the cost, it's half the cost of buying a gas cylinder, gas pipe, and even a cheap Chinese water heater, which isn't then room vented, and I've got to carry gas and I've got to plumb it in, and it literally comes in at half the price of a decent LPG system. So that cupboard down there is now irrelevant. It just means I've got a really big outside locker there, which, since that's on the side where the side door is, doesn't matter too much. I can store lots of stuff in there, or I can put a door inside here. We'll see what happens. I change my mind all the time. That's the thing when you're building round somebody else's construction. I'm building round the ambulance. I didn't start fresh. So I'm having to change as I go. As the space decreases and increases I've got left, I change my mind. And as my wallet empties, I change my mind so it's cheaper. So I'll talk to you later. Ta. Okay, what are we getting there? Carpet's on, it's glued down. What I've done around the edges, I purposely left sort of a millimetre gap around the edge, and what I do is I leave the carpet ½ inch long, and using one of these filler, spatula, whatever, as you can see I've I don't know if you can see I've bent the end, just poke it down, just poke the carpet down in there, pack it in all you have to, and it creates its own little sort of felt seal down the gap. It doesn't look too bad, needs a good hoover. Obviously the front end needs tidying up, but it's getting there, it's looking more like a bed. And what I've done around the edges, or what I do, obviously there's plenty ways of doing this, I don't have to do it this way. What I do is, using the blunt side of the scissors, I just make sure it's pushed right into the corner, if you can see that, into the corner. Then I put in just an off cut of wood, in this case an off cut of UPVC, pull the carpet tight, and then I just run the blade along just to trim this off. Hopefully you can see that corner there, that's the edge, and it's difficult to differentiate, but there's the lip I've just left trimmed off, and then you just simply poke it down to hole. Right then, this is about as far back as I can get. There's the other slat for the bed. There'll be an infill piece going around here and up there, just so it all matches. And that's how big the bed's going to be. And when I want to travel, that folds up like that, out of the way, gives me all the space I need, back in the van again. And you can store loads of stuff behind it, and it'll be nice and secure and won't slide off when you hit the brakes. Right then, there's the second part of the bed finished. That's the fold up flap that extends the bed out to a 3'6". Not quite a double, not quite a single, I don't know what you call it. A subble? I don't know, a bingle? No. Who knows. But there you go, it's slightly darker because this one is full of dust, needs a good vacuuming off. This carpet attracts dust like you wouldn't believe. caught in all this at the moment is lots of dust from sanding down the support to make it fit nice and tight, and where it rubs I'm sure I'll have to do something about it, but that's the support fitted. And then when you don't want the bed, you lift it up, then it's out the way and you've got all your room back in your van. Well, I'm sorry about the dodgy perspective, but as anybody who's built a van knows, the more you build, the less room you get to do anything in afterwards. There's the bed section flipped over to be used as a table. It's adequate. I know that bit of wood along there looks a bit weird, but I'll pretty it up, maybe stain it, paint it, cover it in that vinyl, I'm not sure yet. I needed to reinforce because that span across there isn't going to take 19 stone of me plonking itself in the middle. It's going to snap in half, even if it is 18mm ply. So it needed reinforcing. Function over form every time with me, which is why it still looks like an ambulance in here, because it functions perfectly well, even though it could have looked a bit prettier. So there it is in table mode. Sit and eat my dinner at it. Got a chair, etc, etc. I don't know if you can see that, I've stapled along the edges of the carpet just to give the glue a bit of a chance of, well, not giving way, because it rubs up against this back section. So I've stapled it, and I've just painted the staples black just so they don't really stand out too much. I could have done them in a grey colour, but you try finding a permanent Sharpie in a grey colour. Black's the nearest you can get. Next sort of colour down is more of a blue, and it stands out more than the black. So that's how I've secured the edge. It's stapled, glued. I've gone back over the edges, well, I've done the edges rather in a really strong Dunlop adhesive, not the usual spray glue, because they take a lot of heavy traffic and abuse. So there you go, flip it back over, and it's back into double bed mode. When I don't want it, or I need the space, maybe I'm entertaining and having a dinner party, who knows. Stand it up, and there it is, keeping everything behind it from sliding forward. Right, so that's where we are at the moment. That's the bed pretty much done. There's a few little finishing touches, like I say, painting the underside to decide how it's going to look. I may not even use it as a table, I may just never use it, we'll see. So anyway, there's the bed done, and I'll catch you on the next job, peeps. Ta-da.